Welcome to the EST Hangout.
This is the EST Hangout, and today's guests are...
A very good Wednesday morning to you. Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage. Canada Storage experts right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports. Thank you to everyone for listening across the Edmonton Sports Talk audio streams at edmontonsportstalk.com. Tune in, iHeartRadio, Apple Music. For those watching on YouTube or listening to this on podcast, wherever you get your podcasts. Tom Gazzola, Iwanyk, Shawn Belle with you here on this Wednesday. Yeah, nothing to talk about today. Today's going to be a slower hangout.
Okay.
There's just we're looking ahead to American Thanksgiving.
Can't wait.
We've got the Raptors who are doing very well.
The Dolphins are back in action.
Happy Blackout Friday to all those who celebrate.
Absolutely.
That's today.
College football playoff rankings, latest ones came out yesterday. As we get into the final weekend of the regular season of college football.
Max Scherzer had a great interview with Jay Rosehill. He kept using we.
Didn't see that.
Oh, there we go.
College basketball is really going. Actually, they're doing CBS has a little showcase or something going tomorrow.
Excellent. Champions League's going well too.
Champions League is happening today.
Yeah.
Continues today.
There's
The Everton match that you were so displeased with.
We could get to that one.
Yeah, I really want to deep dive that one.
There's a lot to discuss.
Yeah,
Nothing locally.
Not
I don't know
really.
if anything locally we can get into. There's just nothing that's gone on.
Nobody's really played recently, have they?
No one definitely has played recently.
Okay, well, that's good. I'm looking forward to when they come back in action.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're talking about the Oilers. We could talk about the big autograph session tomorrow.
That's going to be massive.
Oh,
We
for
can talk
autograph session?
Yeah, we can talk about best plan of action.
Nice.
To me,
Strategy.
I do think forgo the Draisaitl McDavid and focus on the other ones.
Volume over quality.
100%.
Gotcha.
That's the way I would go.
Yeah, I would
you
agree.
guys?
You know what? You want to get as many autographs as you
Talk
can.
about Shorzy versus the alumni.
You were playing in that
I know. I
matchup.
was
When's that
excited
happening?
about that. January 27th.
Okay, so I thought. Okay, so it's not coming up right away.
No, like I kind of heard some names on the roster.
We
and I'm
were
like,
discussing
this
this last night while we were witnessing, I don't know, some kind of spectacle.
Disney
but
on Ice.
Disney on Ice.
It just was there.
Yeah, well, it was a little bit Mickey Mouse.
Extended it a little bit.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee.
They did have Disney on Ice parking down at Rogers when we did our alumni skate, and I was like, oh man, there's so many spots. I'm like, but it's Disney on Ice. Can't park there. Sweet.
Chris Dingman had a tremendous alumni skate yesterday. I just want to give Dinger a lot of praise for that. He really
Why do you
stepped
say
up.
that, Tom?
Why?
Yep.
Because he was the best player on the ice yesterday.
Why do you say that, Tom?
Well, he demoted me from defense to forward.
He's like, Tommy, you're no longer playing D. You go play forward.
Newsflash, Dinger. I've never played defense in my life.
We know, Tommy.
He takes it very seriously. I actually don't think I was that bad. I wasn't particular.
Oh, man.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
So that's all we're going to discuss in the hangout today.
Sure.
Because there's nothing else.
Yep.
It's good. I look forward to this hangout today.
Dinger takes it so seriously.
He does take it seriously.
Alumni skate.
Yeah.
Any of this.
he wants to win.
Any skate.
Any skate.
He's a competitor.
And
There's a reason he's got 2 rings.
we played on Monday, and it was a very light skate, so it was like a 3-on-3.
Like last night?
Yeah. Well, yeah, kind of.
Casual
it was a very
skate.
light skate, and he was very upset. Like when he gets to a point where he feels like his team's not doing well, he just kind of gives up. He rolls his eyes. He demands passes. He yells at players.
Wait, this is
It's
oddly
kind of
familiar.
It's kind of funny how it all plays out. And we shellacked him on Monday. And then he texts me. He's like, we're on the same team today. Which was obviously yesterday. So we did. And Team Blue dominated.
Team Blue had a good game.
Once we moved Tommy from defense to forward.
Actually, we were winning when I was on defense. I didn't see let's isolate this. I didn't hit him with enough outlet passes. Everyone else was getting them. He got a couple. I think I looked him off and passed to Ty Brenner.
Yep.
And it was a shitty pass. But
Just a grenade. Eh?
it was a great, yeah, and they scored. I think that was the end of my night on defense, and maybe that was foreshadowing for what was going to happen later on that
Right?
ice
There's
sheet
accountability there.
in front of 18,347. Whereas we had,
Was there a game last night?
I think so.
Well, the Dallas Stars certainly had themselves a game.
Nice.
Oh, we saw Glenn Gullitz. Did he have a good time last night?
I think Gully had a great time.
He was
popped
in
the
great
room, said hi to
spirits.
everybody.
Yeah.
Hey, boys, how's it going?
Hey, good to see you.
Little
Hi,
chat. Then we saw
Belzy.
Pelche when he jumped on the bench.
Dave Pelche.
He looked like he was doing very good.
Seemed quite happy with everything that was going on with his new job.
Yeah.
I
Is
wonder
he an
why.
assistant coach now?
Yeah, they've
He got promoted
elevated
to-
him.
yeah.
Promoted,
okay.
yeah.
I think it has something to do with you're part of the coaching union, or like actually where your pay and your benefits are more standardized. So
They jump up a little bit.
jump up a little
Well, he's
bit.
also been around the Oilers for so long. I mean, you're
Yeah.
going to start picking up on things.
Yeah.
That you could eventually jump from just skating coach to
Yeah.
he picked up on enough to help out as an assistant coach.
Yeah, he was an eye in the sky for the Oilers for the last few years.
How's Dallas? Well, you've been to Dallas. You know how it is. That's as much as he went into that conversation.
And that's just him being nice because it's very, very pleasant down there.
And then he started talking about the team, and he's like, it's funny because people think we're so good. He's like, I don't think the coaches don't think we're as good as people are saying we are. Like we feel like we're chasing Colorado. Like we talked for like 10 minutes. I think like right before you came out, we had talked for quite a while.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting perspective because I do think a lot of people think Dallas is really good. And when you're in the grind of things, when you're in the trenches, sometimes as a coach, it's hard to pull yourself out and give yourself that
30,000 foot view.
30,000-foot view, as opposed to being just consistently in the trenches, being like, we're not as good as we are. Well,
Yeah.
pretty good.
I mean, they are chasing Colorado, those
They are.
Dallas Stars, because they only beat Edmonton 8-3 and not 9-1.
Once again, there was a game last night.
I think so. I can't remember. I just remember Dinger yelling at me.
3 games this month for the Oilers: 9-1, 5-1, and 8-3
Yeah, embarrassing.
in one calendar month. At one point yesterday, I didn't do it for the rest, but we calculated the home games for the Oilers this month. This might have been during the second period. At one point, it was 20 goals against 10 goals for the Oilers, and
was
that
was
included
it just 20?
5,
No, I thought it was like 25, wasn't it?
20. Oh yeah, 24,
Yes.
something like that.
Yeah.
You're right. And of those 10 goals, 5 of them came against the Blue Jackets in one game. Like that's where the Oilers were at that one point. It changed just slightly, but even on home ice.
Did you catch the stat that Swainer sent in yesterday?
No.
I'll read it.
Go for it.
If you missed the post-game show last night,
It was fiery.
awesome
I had that
post-game
on.
show. Yeah, Swainer sends this in. Brian Swain covers the Alex. If you don't know him, he used to write for the Sun in the Journal. Swainer sent this to us before the Colorado game. The Oilers had given up 8 or more goals once in their previous 643 home games. They've given up 8+ in 2 of the last 3 at home. Swainer adds 21 goals against over the last 3 home games. So, Matty, you're bringing that up. Franchise record for most goals against in a span of 3 games at home, and tied for 3rd most goals against over a span of 3 games at home in the NHL since 1997. Almost 30 years.
So what you're saying is that even in the decade of darkness, we weren't that bad.
Not like this. Not like
man, that
this.
makes me feel so much
643
better.
games. If that doesn't include playoffs,
Home games. And that's
if
home
that
games.
doesn't include playoffs, that's 15.7 seasons.
Yeah.
So nearly 16 full seasons.
Yeah. So there's that.
We could talk about last night's game, but it's just.
Oh.
Well, it's. Do you focus on the one game or just focus on the Oilers as a whole right now?
Are you worried now?
No. I still am
Really?
not worried. I still have 0 worries about this team. I do believe this team is going to be a playoff team. Like, from that perspective, are they going to go win a cup? Are they going to go to a Stanley Cup final? I was on board with what Tommy had to say after last season, which is this is probably going to be a down year. Mm-hmm. I've always been on board with that one because while the Panthers have just done it and the Lightning have just done it, I do believe it's hard to get to a cup final 3 straight years. I am not worried that this team is going to miss the playoffs. 0 worry whatsoever.
I still think they'll scratch and claw their way in. They're going to figure something out. They'll get better. They'll finally get mad. They'll play angry. But
Trade for Jordan Binnington and Parayko.
oh, stop it. But Maddie, I'm firm in my belief this is going to be a 1st or 2nd round exit.
Yeah.
And then they're going to have to regroup and obviously assess a lot of areas of concern. Goaltending is right there, obviously. But yeah, like we're 25 games in, and some of these losses are just pathetic. No other way to describe them.
Sometimes teams they don't pick it up until they need to. And that's who this Oilers team kind of is. We've seen it. And like, look, the Chiefs are a team that's currently on the outside of the playoffs of the AFC. How many people this whole time are worried that the Kansas City Chiefs will not make the playoffs?
The Chiefs aren't getting in.
Chiefs are getting in.
The Chiefs are getting in.
Are you calling them the Chiefs right now?
They're getting in.
Wait, I want to make sure I heard that right.
They're going to lose. Who are they playing? They're playing.
They have nobody.
They're playing Dallas.
Yeah.
Dallas is going to run all over them.
They just have their big comeback against the Eagles. They're not doing it.
And they're not even going to come back in that game. They're just going to smack them around the field.
We'll see.
The Chiefs.
I will finally say I'm worried if the Chiefs lose to the Cowboys tomorrow. That will be the moment. If they lose to that one, then I'll be like, oh, okay, now there's a little bit to come. But I'm not worried about the Chiefs. As for the Oilers, I'm not worried because January hasn't come.
That's their month.
That's their month. You look at the last 3 years. That's the month that they get going. They pick things up.
When's the Olympic break again?
Feb.
It's
right before
long.
that.
It's like
so they're
3
going to
weeks.
have like how many games in January? 10?
Let's find out.
It maybe even more, but
Maybe
it might be
more?
around 12 to 14,
12 to
Belzy.
14
And they
games.
usually play a lot of games in January. Usually when you look at January of the last couple of years, it's like 12 to 14 games that they're playing. So in the month of January this year, the Edmonton Oilers will play 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 games.
Yeah, it's every second night except for that
January?
one
Ugh.
Sunday, Monday stretch.
They'll
there.
go 12, 2, and 1.
You want to book that?
I'll go over under 10 games they win.
You want to do
I'll say they
You
will
want
go
to
over
book that?
10
You want to
games.
statement that at 9:17 a.m.
They will win double-digit
November
games.
26th?
They will win double-digit games in the month of January.
It's like a BP Tony bet.
That is like a BP, Tony.
Tony, we're gonna be eating good.
You want 12 and 2?
We're gonna be eating good.
No, I'm not going to go that far, as I said.
Oh, okay. You're gonna walk that one back? Okay.
Well, I mean, double digits. They will have double-digit wins.
Okay.
You guys
Which
go
is
for a lunch?
10 and 5 losses in some way, shape, or form. I'm
going to go
I will
under,
believe on this
but I'm going to
team.
go like 9 wins.
Sure. And that would be a little more alarming because at 9 wins, you're not far off of 500 of the month of January. They can't afford to be 500. They're going to need that 1 month that sets them off. But no,
They can't afford to be LeCharmin either, but here we are.
Yeah. And
God, they sucked last night.
they
Was
did.
it 12 play or like?
Well,
it was 12 play soft last night.
It was
I
pillowy soft.
I do also have to say I looked at Hernan before the game started, and I predicted the Oilers were going to win 5-0. And he looked at me after 2 goals, and he's like, "You might be right, Matt, but the other way." And then after the third goal, it's like, "I might be right in the first period."
You
and there were 5 goals scored in the first period.
The one was
that
the
high
soft,
stick.
yeah.
If
I'm
it's
like,
just a little bit lower, he did like
They scored 5. They scored 5
They
in the
did
first.
score
not
5.
good.
Only 4 of them counted.
Like, oh my God.
What's the problem with the team right now?
Everything.
It's well, like how do they go from what it was last year to this year to what this is?
They're not emotionally engaged. That's number 1. Yeah.
So they didn't have Evander Kane for this part last year. They did have Corey Perry.
But that's a guy that
Is that
drags
just
you in the
one
fight.
player?
Well, it's not necessarily the one player. It's just the fact of what type of player is that guy. He's a guy that drags you into the fight. You have no choice when Corey Perry's on your team. Because if you aren't going, well, he's going to go get in a fight. Mm-hmm. He's going to go score a big goal. He's going to go hit somebody. He's going to go spear somebody. He's going to go do something to like get the other team going, but try to get you guys going. So now the game's a little bit more physical and you have no choice but to respond. It's kind of why they had Mike Smith for a long time. It's kind of why they loved Hendricks for so long. It's kind of why they wanted Lucic to be around. It's kind of why they had Patty Maroon around for a long time. It's kind of the reason they had Corey Perry for a long time. So it's guys that are going to drag you into the fight. And when you look at this team right now, like, tell me who's going to drag you into the fight?
Connor Clattenburg. That's being, in all seriousness, like, kudos to him. But to ask a 20-year-old to do all that and drag a team like this into the fight is big. He can go out there and just do his thing, and guess what? He got rewarded yesterday.
Yep.
He showed them what hard work does and going to the right areas does.
Your big boys have to be your big boys. They have to lead the way. It's just how it is in sports. If you're the best players, you have to lead the team. Is that me taking shots at Draisaitl and McDavid? No, it's not. Because the whole team as a whole hasn't been good. But at the end of the day, your leaders need to be your leaders. And if my leaders are doing TV turns off of turnovers, well then why does Connor Clattenburg, why does he have to do it?
18 pro games.
Why does he have to do it?
So at what point is Connor and Leon that once they turn it on, things change?
They don't change. They lost in the Stanley Cup Finals for the exact same reasons they're losing now.
But we're
lack of
this is right now just
detail.
getting to the playoffs.
Like, I know the game-winning goal that was scored this past year. Connor doubled down on a guy that he shouldn't have. He should have watched Tkachuk. And all he had to do was turn it into a 3-on-3. But that's a lack of detail, and it ends up in the back of your net. Oh, here we go. Back to the elbow room, celebrating for second year in a row.
Good spot.
Great spot. So, yeah, they can turn it on, but you want to have detail right now. You want to be able to sort out your defensive deficiencies. You want to be able to say, at the end of the day, even if we're not feeling it, at least we know we're positionally sound, we're detail-oriented, we have a commitment to the defensive side, we break pucks out quickly and easily, we get them up to the forwards.
They don't do that.
And at least now the game is maybe like a 3-2 game. And you can like junk it up into a 3, just scrap it out game. Not, you know what, we're not feeling it, so we're just going to screw it today. We're just going to get pumped again. Because, that's fun, especially at home. Getting booed off the ice in your own building is lots of fun.
Have you ever happened to go through that?
I have not, I was very
Really?
lucky. Very lucky.
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Very lucky.
I also like how you politely smiled at both of us when we acknowledged the elbow room as a great spot. That was very nice of you.
Been there a few times. Yeah.
Did you? Okay. Something's going to eventually have to change with the Oilers to a degree.
Yeah, their D-zone coverage.
Well, how does that change?
I don't know, just park a guy in front of the net and say, if anybody comes here, slap him.
But when does is that but it hasn't happened yet.
Well,
those are the things
that's a major issue.
You're at a point now where certain things haven't happened that I don't know if it's necessary. If you're looking for those certain changes, it's a roster move of some sort or a personnel move of some sort.
Well, if you look at the D zone, I don't know if there's an easier D zone to figure out.
You can do whatever you want in their zone. If you're on the offensive side the puck in their zone, you can do anything you want. You can go wherever you want. Nobody's going to hurt you. Nobody's going to touch you.
Okay, my question then on that would be, you talk about Corey Perry, Vander Kane, those guys not being around then, but they weren't defenders. So how did that change with
Corey
the defense?
Perry was a defender. He was a stronger
from the defense, though. From that group, if we focus just on the defensive guys.
There was more of a commitment to trying to play the right way. Because when we saw them playing at their best, they committed to it. They said, okay, we need to do this to kind of get to back to where we need to be. But some of the guys that you lost were defensive players. Connor Brown's a defensive player. Corey Perry, he's been scoring goals, but he's a really good two-way forward. That's another guy that you lost. So some of the players that you shipped out of town or they signed elsewhere, those guys were pretty solid pieces on the defensive side. And, when you look at it, the defensive game, it's not just defensemen. It's also forwards. Are you in the right spots? Are you overcommitting to something you don't need to? Are you just doing your job? Like what David Quinn, when he was my coach in Colorado, he would scream it all the time. Do your job. Well, I now have to figure out what my job looks like.
That's a you problem.
And it is a you problem because it's your job. Figure it out. If I'm the weak side winger, well, what's my job? It's to cover the weak side defenseman and to also sag down and collapse when the puck's behind the goal line. Those are my jobs. And if I decide I want to go chase somebody else, well, now I'm not doing my job, and he would just absolutely lose it. He would mother blank you from the minute you made that mistake on the ice all the way back to the bench. And you knew it was coming. And you could hear it. Now, do I expect Nullblock to do the exact same thing? No, because he's a different guy. But the point of it is like...
I have something that I want to ask both of you. And Bellsy, your expertise is obviously prime on this, but even Maddie, you've watched this team, you've covered this team for a long time. I'm going to make a statement. I don't know if I've ever seen this team or any other team back off and so passively allow lanes to just happen for the opposition in their own zone like this Oilers team. Example, just go back to yesterday. Brett Kulak pinches at his own blue line, gets beat off the puck. Nathan Bastian essentially walks in undisturbed.
Did you see the rest of that clip though?
Ty Emerson backs right off. You
got to watch the rest of all of that clip. So
Tom, I'm just using that as a quick example.
Yeah, no, it's a good example, but there was way more to that.
Okay, anyway.
Yeah, so Frederick is above the puck.
Yes.
So he's like, his arms are out, like pretending he's going to try to stop him. The puck goes to like where that battle happened with Bastian, right by the gate.
Yeah.
Frederick doesn't even stay on the ice. He goes and changes. So if he doesn't change, it's a 2-on-2 because then he can just cover the spot. It's a 2-on-2. But he literally just skated off the ice. The other forward that was right behind Bastian, who had the puck at that time, he also changed. Two guys changed. Why would you change there? Are you nuts?
Tired.
I don't care how tired you are. Get back out there. Again, you only play 5 minutes, but like there was so much to that goal.
So that creates
a battle
that Brett Kulak loses,
and then it turns into a 2-on-1.
And Ty Emerson is backing. Like that's all that you described is just horrendous. First of all, like horrendous,
really bad.
That is so bad. Yeah. But then it creates a scenario where it's a 2-on-1, and Ty Emerson does not even challenge. Doesn't even challenge Matty Bastian. He backs off to the far post. Sure, I'm taking away the pass, but he backs off. There was I think it was a Jason Robertson goal, and it was Matthias Ekholm and Evan Bouchard, I think, were out there. And they were just stick waving, kind of.
On the back door?
Yeah, back door that went off
on
for
the
Robert.
5-on-3?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You didn't like Bouchard on that?
No, Bouchard, he should be, he's a guy that's got to take away the pass. So he's got to be on the top of the crease. And his job is to now make sure that guy can't just walk out and have like a free lane to it, but he's also got to watch the backdoor play.
Right.
Instead, he climbs to try to take the guy that becomes the middle or the bumper when that's actually Ekholm's guy, which opens up the lane. And he's going back and forth, but like he just needs to keep his stick there.
Right.
He needs to be big so that pass can't go backdoor. But he decides he's going to go follow the guy that's now becoming the high slot presence, and he opens up the lane, and it's like, well, what are we doing?
It was too easy.
It was way too easy.
And that's like, listen, that's a 5-on-3 situation. The one I described was a 5-on-5 with the Bastian goal. But what I'm saying in general is they are so passive, and they just back off, and they allow you to have those opportunities and those looks. And you can just go right in and tee off on the goalies who are not making the saves. And yes, their numbers represent that, but they play such soft defensive hockey. They don't challenge anyone. Mm-hmm. They don't go and take away a stick. They don't whack you. They don't push you off the puck. They don't engage. And it's like, well, sure, they're getting teed off on and they're losing 7-8, 9-1, 8-3, 5-1 to Buffalo. Like, they don't challenge at all. It's just, you watch them and you're like, what? Well, why are you backing off? Why didn't you go and force that guy? Oh, you're watching the backdoor play. Oh, that guy shouldn't have even had an opportunity because you didn't. If you had challenged that guy, that wasn't there for him. It just, it seems almost so simple, but I feel like I'm watching 10-year-olds learn how to play hockey for the first time. And a simple system. And it's like, what? Like, are you overthinking it?
Well, I don't know, like whether they're overthinking it or
Is
not.
it designed that way?
To me, it's just like, why would you give the best players in the world time and space to make plays? If you give them time and space to make plays, like they're going to pick you apart.
Well,
Don't care
we've
who
watched
you
it.
are. So you got a guy like, Robertson, who's pretty good. He's going to make a play.
Yeah. Well,
So if you give them that opportunity to do that, then yeah, don't be surprised if it ends up in the back of your net. And guess what? 8.
Bronco Nick is sending in screen grabs and like perfect examples. Just guys wide open.
That's
Guys,
what I'm trying to.
Yeah.
I'm scrolling to try to find the clip of that goal that you're talking about on the 2-on-1 because it's really bad.
yeah, like Bronco Nick is perfect examples. Like guys wide open. There's like 2 guys open on this one screen grab. There's the guy that's about to score. If he wants to, he could pass it across to Sagan. He could score. And then Evan Bouchard is just kind of like coasting into the top of the crease, not engaging Wyatt Johnston. Rope Hintz, he's taking a shot. If he happens to miss it, there's another player there that could take the shot. And then Matthias Ekholm's on the wrong side of Rope Hintz. Like, it's just so sad and spotty. Thank you, Bronco Nick. Like, it makes my point. It's just like, where are you? What are you doing? They let them walk in. They let them do whatever they want. And then we go, the goalies suck. Yeah, they suck because they're getting teed off on. They're broken. Joaquin last week called Stu Skinner broken. And it was very alarming to me. And the make it or break it for Stu, it's pretty clear. It's broken.
Yeah, it was interesting coming out when they were walking out for the second period. I just looking at Pickard walk onto the ice, like as they do that shot from the locker room. I was just like, he looks defeated already.
Sad.
Like he hasn't even played yet, and he didn't look confident and like ready to go. It's like, yeah, he looks to be. And you watch the rest of the players after that. And I'm not a big guy that goes into body language and stuff like that, but it's one of those where you're just like, this isn't a team ready to be like, okay, we're coming back from 4-0.
Yeah, no.
This is one like, okay, well, it's not our night.
Yep.
Let's get through this and take a few days off and head off to Seattle after our autograph session.
That's right.
Rest the wrist. They don't want the wrist to be too, have too much of a work last night.
Yeah.
Because you've got to sign a lot of signatures.
Glad you thought about that. That's important.
Okay.
Maybe that's
I'm going to send this to you
They got to
guys.
focus on that.
Send it to me.
Before you could
Sorry.
this is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada Storage experts. Check them out, sentinel.ca right now. Black Friday deal until the end of this month. 50% off 12 weeks on all units, sentinel.ca.
So I was at morning skate yesterday. Yes, it was optional, and I took a video, and it was the guys doing like a 2-puck drill on the goalies. I think this was a goalie drill because Pete Aubry was watching. He's the new goalie coach, and I put Puck Colson, Kapanen, Nugent Hopkins, McDavid 2-puck contest on Calvin Pickard at optional morning skate. It has almost 120,000 views on my account, and I think we put it on our EST account, and then we put it on TikTok and Instagram. And last night, Benny texted me at like 12:30, and he's like, I can't believe how many views these videos have. And the comments. I did not one bit intend to make the goalie look bad. I didn't write anything about that. And the comments are just absurd. Okay? I'm sorry that I didn't put this is a goalie drill. But for those that didn't see this video or watch you be like, I can't save anything. Those guys are teeing off on him from 15 feet out, and it looks like it's very clear he's being told to sit on the goal line. It makes it very hard for the goalies. So I just want to make that clear. I didn't intend to make the goalies look bad. I'm just showing a drill.
Sure, Tommy.
I am, seriously. There was no malice in that. But the comments are unbelievable. And then when I get roped into you clearly don't watch goaltending, and it's like 2 or 3 other people fighting, I don't want to be tagged on those.
You could untag yourself.
Okay, thank God.
There's ways to do that, and then you just stop getting notified of that you're in it.
My
and then your handle just goes dark, like it's not clickable.
I'm going to have to do that because this is insane. Anyway, I did not intend to make anybody look bad. I was just, this is a drill they're doing. They're working on something. I had no idea both goalies were going to get their asses handed to them last night. Anyway, I just want to get that out of the way. I felt very bad last night.
It was his fault.
It was.
He set the bad.
You
juju
wanted
with
the you said 5-0
He set
win.
the bad goalie with the juju, or the bad juju with the goalies, and they have that type of night.
God.
You just post a video of them getting exposed, and then all of a sudden, hey, here comes Peltz watching it. Hey, boys, take a look at this.
Scouting report game.
Yeah,
To the goalie that wasn't even
Tommy.
starting.
Thanks, Edmonton Media.
To the goalie that wasn't even starting. They figured it out.
Yeah.
All because of that.
Yeah.
Oh, too funny.
Okay, there's two things I do want to get to with the Oilers stuff, but okay, I'll start with one. I don't know if you guys saw Frank Saravalli's report from yesterday that was kind of trending throughout the game.
No.
His report was that Oilers management was ready to make a change with Calvin Pickard. Call up Connor Ingram after this road trip, and it was the players that stepped up and stood up for Calvin Pickard and fought for him. And so they're leaving it until throughout December. But the players basically stopped Oilers management from bringing up Connor Ingram and moving on from Calvin Pickard as they are trying to see what else could we do with goaltending. Let's see, could Connor Ingram do this?
But Belzy, I think you would have the best insight on this.
Hey, Pix is wicked. He's a wicked guy. So I'm going to start there. Now, you're in the NHL. Stan, your job is to improve the hockey team. Improve the hockey team. So I'm sorry, but the boys coming to the aid of a player that shouldn't be there. Once again, I love you, Pix. Pix is wicked. But right now, based on the way that he's performing, he's not at the caliber of an NHL goaltender. So you, as a team who is trying to get sorted out, who is trying to get back, well, you need to do whatever in your power to improve your hockey team. So if that means you need to send him down to get a look at Ingram, well, then I'm sorry, rest of the players. You can go blank yourself. That guy's coming up.
Yeah.
That guy's going down.
Yeah.
My job is to improve the team. You guys are frustrated.
Well, you guys aren't playing well enough.
You guys aren't playing well enough. So actually, guess what? That's your boy. Well, he's gone because you guys let him down there.
Absolutely. They like him so much, they hung him out to dry again.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
It calls, if this reporting is accurate, it calls a lot of questions to me for around this team. And if there is a moment where I'll have a concern now with this organization, as you said earlier, I'm completely fine. This would be the start. Because from a player perspective, do you want to win or do you want good vibes in the locker room?
I don't know, but I think winning creates good vibes. It's just a hunch.
Yeah.
But if it's just about being with friends and getting along, okay, then you deserve what you get this season. If that, then you're not prioritizing possibly winning a Stanley Cup. You're prioritizing just having a good time, playing some hockey with your buddies.
Country club.
Absolutely. There's a part of me that goes, Stan Bowman, you're the GM, though. It's the backup goalie. Just do it.
Yeah.
Just do it.
I don't even know why
you're probably not going to lose Calvin Pickard on waivers.
No.
Very, very unlikely, I would suggest. So if Ingram's not the answer, you could still bring Calvin Pickard back up. Mm-hmm. But if you're the general manager of this team, that one of the things you wanted to do was make this change at goaltending, and the players come up to you and say something, that's one where I believe, though, I need to make a change on this team clearly. And you guys aren't playing well enough.
Right.
I'm not giving you an extra month.
Yeah.
It's happening. And especially after last night where they hung him out to dry again after he comes in relief. That'd be the one where it's like, hey, you guys didn't do it. Sorry.
Yep.
Ingram's coming up. He's going on waivers after the autograph session. This is happening.
Yep.
Deal with it. Do you guys want to go in or not?
Yeah. I get that the NHL is different and your stars are guys that help you and then you got to collaborate a little bit more. But this is not a collaborative situation. This is you're the GM. Make things happen. You cannot have the same goaltending tandem come back in. You cannot have this roster continue to move forward without some form of a shakeup. They need to get smacked to wake up so that they can start playing. And I don't expect them to go on a 45-game run. I'm just saying, give some effort. That's it. I don't even think I'm asking for a whole lot. Just give me some effort.
They don't even have a 3-game winning streak yet.
Yeah, because they haven't.
Did they have a 2-game?
They've had 3
Have they
2
strung
games.
3 solid games together?
No.
Have
The
they
answer
strung
is no.
2 solid games together?
Kind of, yes.
Kind of.
I'll give them 2. I'll give them 2.
The Lightning game was
Yes.
a good game.
Kind of.
The Lightning and Florida games were good.
Okay, so
give them 2.
at one point in 25 games, they were able to string 2 games with effort.
I mean,
That's not good.
And just to the Stan Bowman thing too. Like I would, for me, it's is have some, guts and be the guy who's the GM and sit there and go, okay, if you don't want me to get rid of Cal Pickard, I'm going to do this move. Which one do you want now?
You want
like
to talk about
I need
guts?
to make a move. I'm now going to get rid of a defender or something. I'm going to make a trade here. Which ones do you want? Like you can't let the players dictate what you are doing here. Like I am of the mindset that in certain situations, I would always keep Connor and Leon informed of things. They are your stars. That's big free agent stuff or things like that.
Yeah.
In a move like this where you're losing though, no, this is I'm paid to be the general manager. I get the heat as the general manager. I need to answer to Jeff Jackson. I need to answer to Dale Cates for my job. You guys don't answer for that part. I'm going to be fired before some of you guys will be. So no, I'm making a change here.
Yeah.
And if you don't like this one, then I'm going to do this one. If you really want me to. And that part, so that's even like it's the players I'm annoyed with that story. I'm annoyed that Stan Bowman's just allowing it to happen. And then it makes me do wonder, would they stand up for Stu Skinner in the same way?
Pix is a really good dude.
He's a really good dude. I'm apologizing for putting up a video that he got burnt on, and him and I have talked maybe like 4 times. But he's a really good dude. And Belsey, you saved his life. Or was that Bugsy that did?
No, that was me.
That was you. He pulled the little blanket that he always wore on his face when he had his nap, when he was choking off.
Not just naps, full sleeps.
Full sleeps. Good REM cycles.
Yep.
But this is a business.
It is.
At some point, you have to do the right thing because you're trying to win a Stanley Cup.
If you're talking about, having Stones as a GM, well, then Stones means that you're going to shake this roster up. That means you're going to break up the little country club that's going on, the little core, the core 4 or the core 5 that we want to call it now. That, to me...
Shaking that part up?
Oh, man.
It's impossible.
That's something that I would try to do.
But it's impossible.
Well...
That one I stand by because, so what is it? Connor, Leon, Nuge, Hyman, Nurse? Yeah, they all have the protection.
I agree.
If for any of them, they could just be like, no, I'm staying.
Okay, well then make your life miserable.
Fix it yourself. Then
you have to fix it.
You're the core 5, then you guys need to fix it. But like we're talking about Stones as a GM, like, hey, things aren't working out right now. We need to win. We need to try to make this work. So then, in my opinion, that's called Stones. It's like the Toronto Raptors back in 2019, where they had their core.
You love that team.
They shook it up.
They shook it up. Well, but it's a great example of like, hey, we're not going to sit on our hands and consistently have the same thing over and over again. They were an unbelievable regular season team for like 6 years in a row, but then they would get to the playoffs and they'd fall flat on their face. Not saying the Oilers are falling flat on their face in playoffs, but what my point is that the core got comfortable. And Masai said, no, we're not going to be comfortable. We want to win championships. So they traded arguably their best player for an even better player who happened to be just a dog on the court.
But that trade is so hard to do in the National Hockey.
I don't disagree.
Care what GM
I don't disagree. But the point of it is that he shook that team out of the, hey, we're comfortable. You're not comfortable. We're trying to win championships. That's the point of what this example is.
And there's not a lot of players that you can make that move with.
No. Not when you have
not anymore.
No move contracts.
Like, and then that's where it's like on the Pickard one, that kind of maybe sends that message of, you guys like this guy. That's awesome. Appreciate that. But you want to know something?
Bye.
He's not getting done. It's a backup goalie of this team.
Yeah.
And the 2 goaltenders aren't playing well. And overall, that's also byproduct of all your play. Something's got to change.
Yes.
There is a part of me, though, that also thinks that the Oilers shouldn't do much this year at all and just let this season play out.
I understand that theory. Mm-hmm. And you know what? The pieces to get back to the Cup final are there.
Yep.
They are. And then there's a lot of cap space coming.
Yes.
And the goalies are completely open.
Yep.
With the cap space. Don't rush. Don't fight and try to win the battle of this year and not focus on the long-term war. That maybe there is a sense of just let this year be the tough one. Mm-hmm. But the good years then are the next 2 years.
Okay, so I'm going to put that with a caveat because I agree with you. Well, then you need to find a way to figure out what you have in your bottom 6. And so we talked about it on the post-game show last night. It's that the game's 6-1. And I think I said it to you, didn't I? Or up in the presser?
I think I was gone by that point.
Yeah, maybe it was to Reed and into Hernan. But it was, okay, well, it's 6-1. Why do you need to keep doubling out Connor and Leon and Hyman? Find out what you have. Like, it's 6-1. Let's see if some of our depth guys can play. They can rise to the challenge. Let's see
Like
what
go to
they
the
can
backups
do.
a little bit in football.
Let's see what they can do. Because your job, if you're going to do that and stand pat, you need to find out who can play, who can be here next year. So do we need to change out 3 forwards, 4 forwards? Is that the upgrade that we need, or do we got to go find 6? To me, if you're in scenarios like that, well, then you gotta play your lineup, and it can't be I'm just going to play Connor and Leon 25 minutes a night, run them out of gas. You got to find out. That would be my only caveat to saying, okay, we're going to stand pat. Then you need to find out what you have on your roster.
But you could do that more so in the second half of the season to a degree, I think.
Sure.
I don't know why you wouldn't do it last night, though. There's no how many more 6-1 games you're going to have.
Nothing
So you're
like
hoping that there's not more of those to have those
nothing like
opportunities.
getting beat 8-3 and then just keep running Connor and Leon out for 25 to 26 minutes. Like, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense.
You're just trying to get bang for your buck. We're paying you 12.5. You play more.
Yeah. So we're just going to try to close the gap a little bit. So it's 8-5. Oh man, it was 8-5. It was a closer game than we thought it was. No, you got caved in. Sorry, man.
I did hear a few people earlier in the season when they did close the gap later in games be like, oh, well, it was actually pretty close and the Oilers had a good third period. It's like, no, they did not make it close. The third period was irrelevant. It was over. Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, like I'll do
Maddie,
the
you make a good
hypothetical
point.
the Oilers missed the playoffs. People will not want to hear this. I would not fire Chris Knobloch. I would not fire Stan Bowman. I would not fire Jeff Jackson. Naturally, there's a change that needs to happen in goaltending. But I would bring this team back and know that there's a lot of cap space coming for this team next year where initially they can go solve the goaltender. And then there's still money to go bring in a really good top 6 forward if you want, or spread it out and bring in a top 4 defenseman with a bunch of bottom 6 players. The cap situation is very nice for this team. And I wouldn't want to put myself, if I'm Stan Bowman or Jeff Jack, in a bad spot for that summer just to try to salvage this season. Just to get
Pete Chiarelli did that, and
absolutely,
and he burned this team.
The Oilers don't have a first-round pick this year. Do you trade a first-round pick next year to try to get somebody to help this team this year? Or do you just save it for next year? Or do you use it in the summer to help you go get that goalie? Where you then have more. I'm just going to feel that there's probably more ability to get a better goalie than what you can do right now. There's not a lot of goalies out there.
No.
Teams are playing hockey. I think in the summer it's more likely that you can maybe go get, okay, we could finagle this goalie from this team or something.
There's some decent free agents out there too.
You think? Because I feel like the free agents list is kind of
Free agent
weak.
goalie list?
There's nothing in goalies.
Upcoming free agents.
Like skaters.
Skaters.
Like,
Yeah,
for
okay,
for
so-
what like bottom 6, top.
Well, then the 5th overall one, based off of this right now, is Alex Tuck. I mean, he's a half decent player. He'd be a perfect fit on this hockey team. He's obviously going to demand a pretty high price.
Yeah.
Roslovic, I was going to ask you, would you go re-sign Roslovic right now based on what he's been doing?
Listen, based on what he's doing, the answer would be yes, but I still question when he gets his bag and he gets his years, is he this player? Or are we seeing this only because he's hungry?
Maybe. Trouba.
I
He's
agree with
available.
that part
Yeah.
there. Is he going to want to leave Anaheim?
He likes surfing. Yeah.
And
Remember,
the thing with go ahead.
oh, really quickly, remember Trouba didn't love being in Winnipeg, and I think if I'm not mistaken, this is just me wondering out loud or trying to remember, but he was one of those guys that wasn't keen on playing in Canada.
Fair.
Anyway,
Mason
sorry, Manny.
Marchment.
Yeah.
Be a decent depth guy. Like there's decent skaters up front to to get bigger, to get a little faster, to get a little bit younger, more snarl in your game.
But in having cap space, it's also like the trades. Like you could bring in certain players.
Yep.
You could make a different trade. You could eat a player that maybe is being $1 million overpaid or something. You could absorb that because you have a little bit of cap space. If you feel that player fits in your system, like there's just a lot more freedom, and it will come across as, just waste this season, waste another year of McDavid. And I would understand any other fan that would be upset about that. I'm not going to say that you're wrong with those feelings and that thought process. My thought process, though, is kind of just let this season be. Let it happen. And it's the next 2 years. Though that's the window.
Yeah.
That's the window for this team again. That it was the last couple of years, the window was there. The blinds closed slightly this year. Blinds come back up next year. And it was always kind of destined that way looking at the cap space. And then when Connor did sign for 12.5, it made it even more so that it's next summer. That's when Stan Bowman and Jeff Jackson have to cook and have to get it all right. They can't get those ones wrong. They've had a few misses already. Next summer can't have a single miss.
They're serving up a fresh poop sandwich right now.
Yeah.
I'm going to be straight up about it. But Maddie, like, you make a good point. And yes, I also understand the theory of, wasting a year of McDavid. Will it be considered a wasted year if they make good moves and then they bounce back stronger and get back to the Cup final and potentially win it? Or do you go, oh no, it's just part of the process?
Yeah, no one will forget. Everyone will forget. Well, most people will forget about these years. There will be some people, and I've always believed that will be like, when the Oilers win that cup, they're like, could have been the fourth.
Yeah.
There will be some of those people that just will never be happy for the most part. The majority of people, I think, will just forget. Like this was what was destiny was.
Yeah.
And finally got that cup.
There are those out there, not many, but there are some, and sometimes they're vocal, and we see them in our text line that are like, in 88, 16-2 in the playoffs just wasn't good enough. You're like, oh, really? Did they lose on home ice that year in the playoffs? No? Oh, okay.
But yeah, it's I wouldn't want to make a rash move to try to salvage this season, even if it's going under, just for the sake of salvaging this season and possibly impacting next year.
Right.
Binnington's an interesting one. Where do you guys stand on Binnington? Take away how the trade would happen, because I don't know how that trade would happen. Where do you stand on Binnington coming?
I'll just start with he's better than Stuart Skinner. He's better than Calvin Pickard.
Yeah,
I'll start there.
I would agree with both of those comments.
Yeah.
I'm Binnington's very interesting because he has the ability to raise his game.
Yes.
You've seen it.
Yeah.
But he also gets distracted a lot.
Yeah.
On the ice, like with his antics and all that. But is that not something that this team might need?
Somebody dragging him in the fight. Yeah, maybe. I just think right now, based on this year, I don't think you have the pieces to go make that trade. And we were talking it up. We were talking about it on the post-game show. We also talked about it in the press box. Like, math's got a math. And so right now he's $6 million. You have $159,000 in cap space.
So Stu goes the other way.
That's
He's
2.6.
2.6.
Even if you gave up Kulak, that's 2.75. Once again, my math is not great.
There'd be an eating than the rest.
2.75 plus 2.6 is not going to get you Binnington, and you have to then give something up extra to try to bring Binnington's cap hit down. You don't have anything else. Go ahead, Tom.
Thank you. Why does St. Louis even want to do that? Do that trade? But I agree. Math is going to math, but why does St. Louis want to do that trade with the Oilers?
My conspiracy theory on that one is Doug Armstrong is no longer the general manager after this year. Alex Steen takes over. They announced that succession plan a while ago, and Doug Armstrong remains as GM, and he goes, screw this. I want to be the GM. And he's making it worse for Alex Steen.
Ooh, but Steen's supposed to be his guy that he's helping become the
usher into
Maybe he's mad. He's like, no, I don't want to give up this job after this year. So he's like, going to cause problems. Maybe Peter Chiarelli's giving him bad advice.
Well, he's certainly there.
Yeah, that's the other part. Like, why would Binnington go? But that's also, I think, just whenever we have the conversation about goalie and what goalie to go get, it's part of the question is why would that team trade that goalie?
Yeah. You have to wonder that too. Like, I understand hey, go get this guy, go get that guy. But why do those teams, why would they be willing to play ball with you?
I will also add the bidding to trade Wyatt. Like, again, going for this year versus next year. If you could get Binnington, would you not want to try to maybe do that in the summer? Because then you don't have to eat cap space. Stu's gone for the 2.6.
Yep.
Cap's gone up. You have extra cap space. You don't have to give that little extra to retain cap. You could just take that cap.
Yep.
And you save an asset where the Oilers don't have a lot of assets for trades right now.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yep.
That's just why, for me, it's like, it sucks to sit here and say a team that went to the Cup final back-to-back years and still has Connor and still has Leon and still has this team that throw this, like, don't fight hard for this season if you're Stan Bowman. But to me, don't fight hard for this season if you're Stan Bowman. It might benefit you long-term.
You just got to find out what you have. Like, will Ike Howard be ready to come back up at some point this year? Can he factor into what you're trying to do? Will Savoy take the jump? He's been better, Savoy, but will he continue to make the jump? So then you look at it and say, okay, well, can Savoy replace what Roslovic's doing? That's what you need to find out. Those are the questions. So if you stand pat, which once again, I'm not disagreeing with you, I'm just saying that if that's the case, then you have to put players into positions to find out if they can actually handle that and if they actually can succeed in those particular roles. Because once you get to the summer, then you can turn around and say, okay, well, Savoy can replace Roslovic. That's done. Bye. We don't have to worry about, paying Roslovic $5 million. Maybe we'll go get another piece that can now solidify my third line center spot because Henrique's gone. Okay, maybe that's going to be something. It's younger, he's bigger, he plays a different game. Now we can solidify that spot. We have extra money because we want to go change out the goaltender, and maybe we got to get rid of a couple defensemen. Like, at least you're now saying, okay, here's what we have, what we feel comfortable moving forward with, and then we're going to drop the rest of it, and then we're going to go in and say, okay, well, we only need to replace 2 forwards because these guys are so good that now we feel comfortable they can help us get to the promised land.
Trade Roslovic at the deadline.
You could, honestly.
He's got a 2-team no-trade list. Tell him which 2 teams you want to go to.
Yeah.
Get an asset for nothing.
You could do that.
The one thing I just caveat everything I said earlier too. If the Oilers also rattle off and are sitting, near the top of the Western Conference as you get close to the trade deadline, that changes things for me. I would then be like, hey, this is a year where we could still go win the Stanley Cup from Bowman Jackson, and okay, let's go try to fix add to this team.
It could still happen.
It could, but if they're a team that's sitting third in the Pacific or right in a wild card spot, even to me, it's not I don't feel that this should be an all-in year when they have very little assets still at the moment.
Right.
Stockpile if you can.
Reload.
Okay, so if they're third in the division, and here comes trade deadline, what do?
Stand pat.
Or do you trade some guys away? Do you trade Roslovic
I would try
away?
to trade Roslovic still, yes. I don't think Roslovic should make or break this team.
Do you trade Kulak away? Do you trade?
The only way I trade Kulak away is if I know if I have another deal that could bring a defenseman to replace him, that defenseman's going to be part of my team for the next 2 years.
Yeah.
Right? Like, okay, Kulak's out, but this guy is next couple of years, he replaces him naturally.
Can Emberson do that?
Can he become a better defenseman?
Can he become? I like how you framed that. Could he be a guy that can supplant Kulak eventually?
If you believe that, then to me,
But those are the things that you're trying to find out.
If you have that, then you move on Kulak there, and you go, okay, let's do this with Emberson.
And then Wallman becomes your third on the left side, agent? Or Nurse becomes
I think this year.
Is Kulak free agent after this year?
I think he's up.
Yeah, I try to get, because again, if the more assets you could stockpile to arm yourself in that summer next year with, to me, I would take it, even if you are a playoff team, because again, the reason the Oilers will be a playoff team largely won't be because of a Brett Kulak.
Yeah.
Roslovic will be, he's been good for
He's
this
been
team.
good.
But I also think of that one, that's just free money at that point.
Yeah.
You sign this guy right at the start of the season. If you can get a second round pick for the guy or something, even better.
Yep.
Yeah.
Not Woolman.
Kulak.
Kulak's a free agent after this year.
Yeah.
I said it on the post game show last night, late in the show. Like, you still need a couple of mean a-hole defensemen that are good defenders.
I don't disagree with you.
They don't have that. The whole idea of getting puck movers and only puck movers, great, but they never get the puck to move it. And when they do move it, it's slow as molasses.
Could a guy like Logan Stanley come in and supplant to Kulak? I'm curious to hear what Matty Hyman has to say, because I don't think he cares for him that much.
I don't think anybody in Winnipeg cares for him that much.
But is he not a guy that could play some hard minutes and be like a big physical defender? I mean, realistically, like that's what you brought Vinny Desharnais in for.
Yeah,
he just wasn't, unfortunately, good enough.
But Logan Stanley's kind of the same thing, is he not?
I don't. Yeah,
like
maybe.
I'm thinking. Listen, and these guys got traded, and I think at least one of them signed with his new team. Will Borgen, I always liked.
Yeah, he's good.
And K-Andre Miller, I thought was going to be a good defenseman. Really good too. Miller's in Carolina now. Borgen's in New York.
Miller's not super mean.
No, but I like. I think he's a guy that can. I would like to have a guy.
Matty Hyman. Logan Stanley has actually been good lately.
Really?
Laugh out loud.
There's a lot of times I see people like, "What's Logan Stanley doing? Get him out of here."
But he's 27 years old.
Yeah,
6'7".
Yeah.
Like, realistically, he's like Bischel. Bischel was smacking people around yesterday.
Yeah. What about like Tyler Myers or Jamie Oleksiak?
Susie.
Yeah,
but I think he's signed for a couple more seasons. Isn't he? He's in New York. No, he's not. He's in where did he end up? It doesn't matter. Anyway, the point
isn't he in Vancouver?
He was, but he's not. I don't think he's there anymore. The point is that there needs to be a little bit more emphasis on some ruggedness. There's got to be. Hey, you've got the two best players in the world. You've got good skating forwards, you got some good skill, so they've got to play a fine line between puck moving defensemen, get the puck up into the hands of those forwards, and still having guys that can shut things down. So there's a fine line between what you're trying to do, and they've had an emphasis on moving the puck, and which is fine, but then change the way that you play. I know that you're trying to be puck possession heavy. That's fine. I get all that stuff. But guess what? While you're trying to be puck possession heavy, you keep turning the puck over and waiting and allowing teams to get into their set forechecks and to play a defensive style. And then you're just turning the puck over and they're going back the other way and putting it in your net. So you're losing games.
Yeah.
If I'm watching, and I said this on the post-game show yesterday, well, if I'm watching the Dallas Stars play, Miro Heiskanen's unbelievable. But rarely was there a time where he just held on to the puck, stopped skating, stood there in the neutral zone, waited for guys to swing, and then moved it. Mm-hmm. No, as soon as he got the puck, they were going north in a hurry, and they put a lot of pressure on the defenseman of the Oilers because it kept going right back at him. Every time got chipped out. Okay, let's go right again. Mm-hmm. And so when you play that up-tempo game, and you consistently are playing in your face and you're good on the forecheck and you're getting pucks in behind their defensemen and making them turn, that's a hard way to have to play against.
You're essentially chasing them.
You're chasing them the whole game, and then you're exhausted, and then you just fill the net.
That's so frustrating.
So why can't you be the same? So you want puck-moving defensemen? Great. Go skate, get the puck as fast as you can, turn it up, get to spots, move it up as quickly as you can. Have Connor flying through the neutral zone. That might work. I don't know.
We haven't seen Connor flying through the neutral zone much lately, have we?
Not a ton.
Good times.
Great times here in Edmonton.
Anyway.
They'll be fine.
They're 10-10-5.
It'll all be fine.
I love how it's doom and gloom, but they're still 10-10.
They're 10-10-5. It's like, are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, they're still kind of there.
Yeah.
It's not great, but they're there.
And I just, if this season goes poor, I don't think it's the worst thing in the world.
Oh, here we go. Easy E. McDavid needs to be more of a tough guy. Right, Belsey?
Easy, your takes are brutal sometimes.
I don't believe that
just
came out
gonna
of my
say it.
mouth not 1 second.
Yeah, I don't know. Or trying to put Bellsy in a corner. Don't put Bellsy in a corner. Nobody puts Bellsy in a corner, baby.
Too big to be in a corner.
That's right.
Go back to bed, buddy.
Yeah.
Sleep it out.
Anyway, hey, this is an ongoing thing. I don't know if you've noticed,
Just mix in a water.
but yes.
Water usually helps detoxify the body. And once you're detoxified, you have good takes.
Eat your greens.
But if you're consistently toxified, you come out with verbal diarrhea.
The official drink of the EST Hangout. It is the Finnish long drink. Legend of 1952. A drink unlike any other sparkling refreshment. Real liquor. Longdrink.com/Canada. You can enter your postal code. Find in a liquor store establishment nearest you with a long drink in stock. And some Oiler fans maybe needed some extra long drinks last night.
Oh, yes.
After that performance. This is the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage right here in Edmonton Sports Talk, presented by Play Alberta. Tommy, Matt, Bellsy with you here. 11 o'clock. We've got Lock Shop. We've got Oil Stream, EST Afternoons, Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne. That'll all take you until 6 o'clock. At 6 o'clock, we do have Crush Performance on our audio streams as well. And at 8 o'clock, Heavy Hockey Podcast. That gets going here on EST.
Noise.
Anything left on this Oilers team?
Please no.
Yes.
You want to say please no?
Mercy.
Do we need to continue?
Well, Easy Eve 94. Don't tell me a bad takes after you guys just said trade Roslovic. I said trade, I'll say I said you trade him to me at the deadline. Yes, and I do stand by that.
If they were in a particular spot, once again, water is your friend.
Well, for me personally, I would even look at it a little bit higher because it's, are you going to sign this guy? That would be the question.
Right.
If you have no plans on signing this guy, I'm of the mindset that I believe where, Tommy said earlier, if he signs a contract, he's not producing at this level. This is a guy, to me, it'll be a classic scenario of contract year, going to produce.
Yeah.
I want the Oilers to gain as many assets as they can for next summer. And if they can get a second round pick for a Roslovic, if they don't intend to sign him, I think for asset management perspective in March, I'm okay with that.
There was a hypothetical game being played with what you were suggesting.
Absolutely. And it's
because we can't fast
there's
forward,
other parts to
obviously,
this that go into that.
Yeah.
But this team, people get upset that the Oilers can't go make moves, and why aren't they trading for a goaltender? Well, what assets do the Oilers still have right now? And so in a situation like that, to me, that is, you sign a player for free, potentially could get an asset for it that could add to go get you a goalie potentially. If that helps add a package to get a goalie in the summer, is Roslovic somebody? Because we're doing hypotheticals here. Whatever asset you could trade Jack Roslovic for is a reason that you were going to make a trade for a goalie in the summer. Are you trading Jack Roslovic?
I would.
Wait, hold on. This is a hypothetical. Because
because the terrible take and stuff. Okay, you guys want goalie. You want a goalie. If that trade helps you get the asset that helps put it over the top for a goalie, are you making that trade? Because this is all hypotheticals. You're saying bad take for, so there's the bad. I'm going to add a hypothetical.
Because, Binnington and Parayko for, I believe it's Kulak and Skinner is not a bad take.
Brilliant. That really makes it. It adds up money wise, and St. Louis would love to do it.
Mind numbing.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, your hypothetical, Maddie, I would feel like 95% of Oiler fans would look at that and go, yes. That would be something that they should do.
And the other part to this, back to our first hypothetical, do you think the Oilers should sign or not Jack Roslovic? Because that's the big part of this. If you think the Oilers should sign Jack Roslovic, that's a different story. Then the answer would be different. But if you don't, why wouldn't you get an asset for him? Considering how well he's playing
in a hypothetical situation at the trade deadline.
So
yeah, it's one of those. This team, the fan base often in this market, they want to trade a player when they're low.
Mm-hmm.
And when the value is high, they never want to trade that player.
They hang on.
Some of the best organizations out there find that player that has a high value and move on from them and get the most for them. Mm-hmm. So aren't your Connor McDavids and the Leon Draisaitl's. And to me, that's what I'm seeing with the Jack Roslovic right now, is this guy is going to be a high. You might want to move on from that at the deadline if you are a middling team.
Yes. So here's some rationale as to why Maddie's idea has some good reason and logic behind it. How many teams has Roslovic played for in the last 3 or 4 years?
Well, he was in Columbus. He's got
Carolina, Edmonton.
He's got Edmonton, obviously. Winnipeg
New York.
Before that, New York.
Okay. Why?
Because he's streaky.
Okay. And he does things to the beat of his own drum is another thing.
Yep.
Okay. So he's on his best behavior right now, right? Mm-hmm. He wants that bag. He wants that contract. He knows it was a swing and the miss in the offseason. He's giving you good hockey on a bad team right now, or a mediocre team. So that's Matty's point. Like, he's giving you something, and he's making himself a juicy asset potentially. And if you're the Oilers, you could use that asset to get something that benefits you even more.
Like a goalie, maybe?
And that's what Matty's saying.
Oh.
But
I'm not trading Jack Roslovic for a 5th round pick.
no, absolutely.
It's got to be a valuable asset to me
Right.
that I feel, if I'm Stamble, is going to help me with something else.
So I'm explaining what the rationale might be to move on from him to get you a better asset, like Matty's alluding
In
to.
a hypothetical situation.
In a hypothetical situation.
At the deadline.
If you
Yes.
get 2, like if the Oilers add a second, let's say that, I'm just going to put it at a second for whatever reason right now. The Oilers have 2 seconds to play with going into this year's draft, or they have a second this year and a first next year. Like, there's just a little bit more that you can maybe throw into a package. Mm-hmm. If you're looking what the Blues want for Binnington, you could say, okay, we're going to give you a first next year, but we're also going to give you a second this year. Mm-hmm. And that adds to it or something. That's...
Anyway, just
I wouldn't be sold. I don't care how he plays this year. Like, or I shouldn't say that. There would have to be a lot to come from Jack Roslovic for me to feel like the Oilers should re-sign him after this season.
Can I bring up another example? I'm going to bring up another example. I'm not can I? I'm going to. All right. Who just got traded in the offseason that when he came here gave you a great year when he signed. And then he got his bag, had a decent year the next year, and then turned into a menace for this team in a bad way.
Man, there's been a few of those.
Well, actually, there have been a couple. There have been a couple.
Where do you want me to start with this
The
one?
most recent one, and then actually we can go back. I have a couple of
Well,
examples.
Luch was one.
Luch ended up being one. Okay. Evander was another one.
Yep.
And then, okay, but the reason why his case is pertinent is, remember, he signed here, right?
Yep.
And remember how good he was. Excellent. Huge impact
Are we
on
talking
this.
about Evander right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Right?
Yep.
And then so he wanted 7-8 million. He goes to market. Kenny Holland says, "Sorry, man. Like, you had a great
Not
year
gonna get
here.
it."
We took it. It was a mutually beneficial signing. Okay." Then they go, "We're not going to give you that money. Sorry, man." And then he goes to market, looks around the league. They laugh at him and say, "You're not getting 7 million. Are you out of your mind?" After everything that you've gone through with San Jose and Buffalo and Winnipeg, and yes, you played good with Edmonton. He circles back to the Oilers. Was it 5.125? They give him 4 years. We're going, holy crap. How long will this last? Sure enough, it lasted a couple of years. They finally, he was wearing on them 2 years ago. Last year, he wasn't even in the room, and they were more than okay leaving him rehabbing, getting his body healthy, and then bringing him back in the playoffs. They were very content with that. And then they finally just moved him out. You know who else was like that? Zach Kassian. Zach Kassian was hungry for that next contract, played his ass off, was an impact player, not as skilled as Evander. They liked him in the room. He actually was good in the room, more so than Evander was. Gets that contract, then where did his game go? Downhill.
Dropped off quick. His dropped off quick.
Exactly. Essentially, that was the beginning of the end of his career. Okay? We're not saying Jack Roslovic is that, but you have to be mindful of the guys that are hungry and need a contract the next year and have a bit of a spotty history for one reason or another. And you're like, well, why are they giving you their all? Okay, it's good. They're getting results. But if you sign them to a longer term contract, do they revert back to being streaky guy that guys are always like, well, what's he doing?
Have they changed as players, or is the history the history?
Yeah.
Yep.
Good. Thank you for summing
And
it up
more
better.
often than not, the history is the history.
Yes. So I'm bringing those up as examples. And listen, each guy's a different scenario. Each guy's a different individual, different personality. But what Maddie said is like, why did they have that history? Or are they going to become that again if they get their guaranteed contract? Most times that's what happens,
why
unfortunately.
I think as a GM, you want shorter contracts.
Yeah,
Keep guys hungry and motivated.
sure.
But in the NHL, you see bigger contracts
With
longer,
NMCs.
right? And a lot of no movements. So they actually kind of pigeonhole themselves into those particular situations.
Correct.
Like, hey, we'll just use case in point with Frederick. We don't know what it's going to look like come year 8. We have no idea. But based off of year 1 so far,
He'll be playing for
you
Houston.
you have an idea of what that is. And so you're looking at it and saying, well, man, 8 years of this is probably not great. If we can get out of this contract in 2 years, then we're probably happy. So
Unless he picks it up next year.
unless he picks it up,
Maybe there is still
that's why I mentioned
not
you
a
don't know
proper
what it's going to look
off-season.
like at the end of the day. But based off of right now,
not
today,
good.
it's not been good. So does it look better? Do fans take it better when they say, okay, well, it's a 2-year or it's a 3-year deal at the same money? I don't think anybody's really saying anything. That's why, to me as a GM, you'd probably want shorter. But now I guess, the
if
NHL's
I'm a
a
star
little
player,
different.
I want shorter too.
Because
I want more money.
Yeah.
I don't need to lock in and be underpaid at some point.
Yeah.
Oilers next year right now is 17.89 million in cap space according to Puckpedia.
What
that
was it,
doesn't
sorry?
involve 17.89. That doesn't involve that there's been reports that it might still go up a little bit higher. So just shy of 20 mil probably. Henrik, Roslovic, Kapanen, Tomasek, Lazar, Philp are all UFAs forward wise. Kulak's the only UFA or RFA. The Oilers have no RFAs next year. Kulak, and then goaltendings. You have to imagine goaltending is going to jump up. Right now it covers 3.6 million. That's going to probably be closer to 7 to 10 million for 2 goalies.
Yep.
If you bring in a Binnington at 6, let's say, and you add another backup, that's probably 1.5. So you're talking 7.5 right there. So if that right there, that leaves you 10 million maybe. 10 to 12 million. What do you want to do with that? Is that money you just want to tie in with Roslovic
Okay, so
and stick with him? Because he's probably going to get, 4 next year maybe or something? Like, those are...
can I give you the top 10
The Oilers can't get rid
goaltenders?
of some of these guys. They could try to get rid of... No, they can't get rid of Mangiapane even.
Can I give you the top 10 goaltenders based off of Puckpedia's free agency list?
Before you do that, 5-team trade list for Mangiapane. They just really have not doing themselves any favors, management. Jeez.
They've backed themselves into this corner.
Massively.
Okay, like there's no letting them off
You
the
want to
hook.
rip on the Oilers management part of
Yeah.
that? Like, from all these years, it's the amount of trade protection that they just keep handing out.
Carey Price. He's 38 years
It was
old.
8 years ago or something. I'm all in.
He was number 1 on Puckpedia.
Hey man, he's doing good Ford
Bobrovsky.
commercials.
Mrazek.
Bobrovsky,
Brossois. Laurent. Brossois. Frederick Anderson. Stuart Skinner, number 6. Cam Talbot. Nedeljkovic. Jonathan Quick. And Vanacek. Are the top 10 goaltenders that will be free agents next year, according to Puckpedia.
I have time for Bobrovsky, personally.
At 37 years old,
2-year deal, yes.
coming off 10 mil.
You'd have to be, like, he'd probably have to take a pay cut.
Yeah.
I'd give him 6 or 7. 2-year deal. I wouldn't do more than 2 years.
Now
The
remember,
guy knows how to win. The guy gets
I'm
there
not-
and he's
I'm
doing it
not
right now.
arguing-
Like,
I'm not
he's
arguing.
doing it right now. I also don't see, like, why he would leave Florida. Like, to me, it's retirement or he's staying with Florida.
that's a good point.
Now, if you were to, sorry, Tommy, I want to just
Sorry.
interrupt you just very quickly on this one, okay? If you were to take all the goaltenders that we basically talked about, the top 10, who has the highest save percentage of those particulars,
Cam Talbot.
and what do you think their save percentage is?
I'm going to say it's Cam Talbot at 907.
Wrong.
Okay. I'll give it a shot.
You want a shot at this one?
Peter Mrazek?
Where's he at?
Great question.
Wrong.
I don't even know what team he plays for anymore.
Jonathan Quick.
Oh, yeah.
Save percentage of 944.
But how many games?
6.
Yeah.
That's the problem with this.
We
this
talked
list
about
right
this
now.
on Hello Hockey about him, didn't we? And like, why would Jonathan Quick want to come and deal with the poop storm that's brewing here?
Mrazek right now got an 8.85 in 5 games with a 3.60
Where is he now?
goals against average. He's currently with Anaheim.
Holy crap. He's bounced around so much.
The Oilers have to go trade for a goalie. It's going to be that simple. And that's where you need assets for it. But then what goalie is that going to be? You brought up an interesting one with what happens with Carter Hart. Could that open up an Aiden Hill?
Aiden Hill, yeah.
Binnington would be someone. I don't know why the Preds would trade Saros. He's also in year 1 of an 8-year deal.
That's a terrible deal right now.
Just trying to see.
Did you hear my theory about Aiden Hill?
No, please tell me.
Mrazek's in Anaheim, by the way.
Yeah. No, all good. So if things work out with Carter Hart, he's down in Henderson right now, right? If they get him back on track and they see his game continuing to build towards a high level, could that shake Aiden Hill loose? And would you be willing to go out and get him? Because I would. I said it when he was with the Coyotes. People laughed at me.
Oh, you'd have to have the opportunity. Yeah,
There's a guy.
You have to explore it.
He lives in Calgary. He's very familiar with Edmonton.
But the first thing I'm doing before any of that stuff is I have to give a look to Connor Ingram. I have to.
Oh yeah, and mine is a hypothetical as
Yes.
well. It's just like,
Yeah.
hey, could this
Thank
scenario
you for
play?
clarifying that.
Thank you, because before my words get twisted by uneasy E.
Okay, this came in. This option,
Untoxified.
option showed up in the nasty chat earlier, and they were going like a dream scenario. But is there a possibility? Philip Gustafsson with the Wild.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
He's got 1 more year left after this year. Before then, he's a UFA. So next year he's with them at 3.75 if the Wild. They have Wolstead, who's playing rather well.
Yeah.
In the summer, if you're Bill Guerin, if you can get a good ass, like right now for next year, they're in a nice situation because Wolstead's on a ELC. He's only at, what did I say? Gustafsson was at. He's at 3.75. So it's not a lot of cap hit that you're dealing with. But he's going to be a free agent at the end of that year. And you're probably thinking you're going to have to make a decision which goalie you're going to go with. And the way it looks right now, it's going to be Wolstead. Would you take some assets on a guy who's entering his final year of his deal?
What would it take to get a guy like that out of?
I don't know.
And what is Gustafsson? Is he the all-star we saw last year, or was that a one and done season?
Or he's signed. Never mind. He has a next. I'm mistaken. I think he signed an extension. So he's at 6.8 for the next 5 years after.
Gustafsson is?
Yes. Sorry, I missed that. I'm looking at.
Never mind then.
I'm always looking at Puckpedia. I still don't understand Puckpedia.
No.
Matty,
Like it says 3.75 UFA 2026. But then if you scroll down, there's the extension, and he has an extension.
yeah, it's the
Don't
layout.
give me this UFA status then thing there.
You can thank the Washington Capitals for buying and destroying cap friendly
Cap friendly. Are you kidding me, Washington?
bastards.
Unbelievable.
You
My
bastards.
poor Puckpedia needs to figure that out. Don't
Cap
give me a
friendly was-
UFA logo next to this guy when he's already got another
Cap
extension.
friendly was so good.
It was great. It was very user friendly.
Yes, it was. Puckpedia. Ugh.
I know it says current contract. Just give me like the overall. Dicks.
Now Maddie's getting salty.
get
He's having
after
such
it.
a nice morning.
That one is now okay. Minnesota's got to do something in 2 summers or something because at some point you're gonna have to make a decision with Wolstead or him, and I don't because you'll have to sign Wolstead at some point. So, but that's too far away.
Throwing
from the
this
Oilers.
one out
Okay.
just to see if you guys feel like it should stick.
Yes, Sean.
Devin Cooley. He's got 7 games currently played, 9-3-4, the 1-8-1 on a putrid Calgary team. I'm just throwing it out there just to see what you guys have to say.
Nothing matters. We're all
28
going to
years
die.
old, so he's 1 year older than Stuart Skinner. He's on a team that isn't good, just like Stuart Skinner at the current moment of this iteration of the team.
Hey, one team's 10-10-5.
One team's 10-10-5. They haven't played very
Somehow.
well.
Yeah.
Do you think it's going to stay at 9-3-4? Most likely not. So it can be a 1-8-1. Most likely not. But will it be 8-7-8 with a 3-1-8 bad? Or could it be like a 900 with a 2?
I don't know.
Would that be a guy that you could pick up as a potential backup? Or
I feel
a guy
like
that
we've
you
gone
say,
fishing here.
we're not going fishing.
Well,
He's
if you're-
17th on the list, man.
If you're doing a Cooley, if you're doing a Cooley, what you're trying to do then, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, is a 1A 1B situation, a la Mike Smith and Mikko Koskinen again. You're trying to have a split net.
Let's go find some obscure European goalie.
Oh boy.
But or you're trying to find 2 backup goalies that you think are ready, not ready to be starters, but close. You throw them together and you have them compete for that net type.
Yeah, you got to try to
And see, is one of them going to just take that net and be a starter?
you got to try to find a way.
Because
To,
you can't just go with Logan or Cooley there.
no, I don't think you can just go with just Cooley. But
so who's that other guy that you're bringing him with?
that can be a big question. But you don't have tons of options in free agency. But
No,
as a backup,
you're paid
maybe,
as a GM though. You have to go get that done. You
gotta
have
figure
to
it
go
out.
make that trade that works. There's no that is what you are paid for. We're not.
Yeah,
Fans aren't.
we get to
we
play,
can throw out all these things
like to
out
play
there.
hypothetical
Yeah,
games.
and we can sit here and be like, it's very tough to do. But you want to know the one person that can't say that? Stan Bowman.
You got to find a way.
That's your job.
And Jeff Jackson.
Even him, he could be like, Stan, that's your job.
They're the 1-2
I hired
punch.
you to do this.
Hey.
You go to it.
Hey, they're together all the time. Last night in the press box.
Honto Mo said, "What about the guy in Fort Wayne, Sorensen? The last thing you should do, if you're the Edmonton Oilers, is try to fast track the goaltender from the East Coast Hockey League and skip the A to here. That is the last thing you do.
Why? It worked
You
for
need to
Trey
make
Savage.
sure that guy is 100% ready because you don't want to make the same mistake that you just made with Stuart Skinner."
When you were in the A and you had East Coast goalies come up,
I can't talk about East Coast guys because if we clip this, some East Coaster with 11 games might get back into a chat and be upset about me talking about East Coasters on a team I played for that he didn't play for when he was only playing 11 games in East Coast Hockey League when he was playing in the SPHL or like the Federal League. I don't know. So I don't want to talk about East Coasters.
you mean the
okay?
leagues that call up beer leaguers
Okay.
just to fill out
I
rosters
don't
when
want
they're
to talk
short?
about that because once again, I don't want my words twisted.
That sounded oddly specific.
Oh, weird. Yeah, that never happened, did it?
Very recently. Did you hear about this? Some
No.
guy that played 11 games in the East Coast got mad at him for saying something about the East Coast. It's not
Because I
even
was
called
like,
the East
I was
Coast League. It's
talking
just
about Kevin
ECHL.
Constantine, so I was sharing
Yeah.
the story about how he sat for like 8 or 9 games in a row. And I'm like, yeah, there was a bunch of East Coasters that Constantine was playing ahead of like a lot of guys. He's like, what are you complaining about, Bell? You played 63 games. There wasn't any East Coasters. And I'm like, John Awe was an East Coaster. Brandon Rogers was an East Coaster. Paul Albers was an East Coaster. Like, you could go down the list of guys that were all East Coasters. There's nothing wrong with East Coasters. I got a lot of buddies that played in the East Coast. They're wicked people. But there's levels to this. There is.
Don't rip on the league.
Do you want to share what you call the SPHL?
Nope.
It is pretty funny. No, I'll tell you after.
I'm back on the Wild, by the way, looking at Gustafson and Wallstead. So next year it's a combined $9 million, and then the year after Wallstead is the RFA. They have to make a decision with one or the other.
Yeah, they do.
And maybe you could, like, now Gustafson does have protection. No move clause, so he'd have to agree to come. Maybe in the end the Oilers get Wallstead. Maybe they make the trade.
Well,
You know damn well that's not happening. Don't even put that out there.
A wrong will be righted this summer.
Oh, man. Let's play this hypothetical game.
okay.
If you look back at all the drafts, the gaffes that they've made at the draft, which one do you think was the one that
Griffin
set
Reinhart.
the Oilers back the furthest?
Griffin Reinhart.
Yeah, that was terrible.
Okay.
Just because you look at what it could have been, Matt
But
Barzal,
if you get those two guys, do you get
Again.
Connor McDavid?
he was that draft.
It was the same draft?
It was. So again,
So you would have got Connor and?
yeah, because they had
I don't think it was the same draft.
it was 15. They had 2 first-round picks in that one, and they traded the second first-round pick.
Yes.
For Griffin Reinhart.
Yeah, and they were supposed to take Eriksson Ek.
Eriksson Ek was the guy that they were targeting to select, and he would have still been there at 15 or 16 overall.
Yeah, Connor went 1, and the Barzal went at 16.
Yeah.
You could have, or Kyle Connor went the pick after.
They were taking
go-
Thomas
Eriksson Ek.
Chabot was 18.
go into
if
the
you look at
second
those
round.
3, Barzal, Connor, and Chabot, 16, 17, 18.
Going to the second round, they picked Benson, right, in that draft.
Konechny went in that round too.
Go in the second
Second
round,
round.
And look at the players that went right
So,
after Benson, and not tell me right now that
Well,
because
I'm
I
not
agree
even gonna go
that
there.
year was one of the biggest ones. Besser,
Well, but
Aho,
also the Oilers.
Carlo.
The Oilers traded that 3rd pick of the round, which the Islanders flipped to the Lightning. The picks after that, Travis Dermott, but Sebastian Aho at 35.
Besser.
Which one did you say I have to look after?
Just like Benson, so they picked Benson at 34 or something like that. Where was the pick that they had Benson at? Because there was a bunch of guys that
They didn't have Benson.
Benson was the next year.
season
I think.
next year. Okay, so that second round.
So they could have had Sebastian Aho.
Okay, sorry,
even.
yeah, it was a second pick.
But they traded-
They traded it away.
That
for
was a
Reinhart.
Talbot pick. Because they
that what it
flipped the
was?
second for Talbs.
Yes.
No, this pick went to the Islanders.
Which
Or
one
the
did
sec-
they trade for Talbs? Because they trade.
Wasn't that a 3rd?
Maybe
that
it
a
was a
second?
3rd. Maybe it
Well,
was.
regardless of the situation,
But
what they could have came out of with that particular draft probably sets this franchise ahead by a mile.
Well, yeah, it's I just looking at those names, as I said, it doesn't even have to be Barzal.
Chabot,
But if you get Chabot,
Carlo, who's not
but
great
even
right
Kyle
now. and
Connor,
Connor,
any
Besser.
of those guys, if they had turned into what now, where you're playing butterfly effect,
Yeah.
how would have
Yeah,
things
yeah.
played out? It is a little different. The next one would be the Puljujärvi one.
Again, that was supposed to be Sergachev, by the way. That's who they were going to take.
they were going to take Sergachev.
What draft year was that?
2016.
Yeah, that was a year after.
So, I don't want just 2016.
Or 16.
So in 16,
Well, it would have been the Chuck,
if the things
right?
didn't change, there's Matt Tkachuk, there's Clayton Keller.
I'll tell you guys a story about Matt Tkachuk and why they didn't pick him.
Do tell.
We did this thing called the panel. I don't know if they still do it on Oilers TV, but it was myself, Bob, and Jack. And we got Peter Chiarelli, and we did it on that battleship that they have in the harbor
Yep.
in Buffalo. We did it right with that in the backdrop. And then myself, Bob, and Jack talked to Peter for a few minutes after we did the interview. So mics are off, they're packing up the gear, and we're talking to him, and we ask about Matthew Tkachuk. And Peter says, we don't think he's ready, and his old man doesn't think he's ready. He was definitely ready. Obviously, it took some doing. He had he had a good camp in Calgary, but that was the rationale, and we knew Sergachev was the target. So that I'm just telling. This is a story.
Right,
I was
yeah,
there. I
yeah.
was in that conversation, and that's why the
Even
Oilers didn't
Sergachev
pick.
would have been unbelievable.
Sergachev would have been great, but who now looking back, right? Puljujärvi ended up being a complete bust. They mishandled him. He didn't make things much better himself. He was a bit stubborn. But in that scenario, I'm pretty sure every team, if it wound up in the Oilers situation and Puljujärvi falls to you, you're taking him.
Because everyone was shocked that Columbus wasn't doing it.
Yes.
Berkey talked about that on our show, and he's like, well, yeah, everybody, if somebody said they weren't going to take him, they're liars, because everybody was sprinting to that podium
Yep.
if Puljujärvi was there, because he was actually, at the World Juniors, was ranked number 1 or 2 because of how good his World Juniors was that year.
Right, and him and Laine were unreal.
They're so good.
But if we're doing this hypothetical,
Yeah.
the hypothetical will be imagine if a Kachuk was on there with the Oilers.
Yeah, and that
Like,
I understand
that's
that.
why-
And that's one where it's, if they had Wolstad isn't even the top ones for me. It would probably come in at number 3.
That's why I asked the question, because like the Reinhart is the most polarizing one, because it was Connor's year. You could have got somebody really good. Like Barzell's a great hockey player, right? That's the one I think that a lot of people clamored for.
The could-haves are
But the
outstanding.
next year, when you take Puljujarvi and you have potentially Tkachuk sitting there,
Or Sergachev.
it's hard to sit there and say which one's a bigger blunder. Because in the draft, you took Connor McDavid. You got him. You got a stud. But the next year, you could add another stud
Right.
with the Chuck. You took Puljujarvi, which ended up becoming a bust because of obviously been mismanaged and mishandled and all that stuff we can talk about. But ooh, man, like you think about just in your head, okay, Barzell or Tkachuk. Not saying Barzell's a bad player.
The thing about
No, he's
Barzell
not.
to me
He's
would
good.
have been he'd been a good asset. You could flip.
You could
You could
he
have
would
flipped
been a
him when
great
you needed
fit,
something,
too,
right?
with McDavid,
Yeah.
the way that he skates. So not taking away anything from him, but we've seen what Tkachuk has become. And having that in that locker room, a little snarl in that locker room, like man, because you would have had Leon, Connor, and Tkachuk.
Yep.
Okay, can I throw another hypothetical at this hypothetical?
Yes, I like this game.
And going back in time, would he have stuck around?
Kachuk?
Yeah.
Ooh.
If
I
he
think
was
he
with
would've.
Connor and Leon and there were smashing teams, yes.
Brady stayed in Ottawa.
True.
Brady is signed long term in Ottawa.
But yeah. And I asked because he bailed on the Flames
100%.
after they won the Western Conference in the regular season.
But then the Oilers took him out and Gaudreau left.
And he left.
And it was, why would I stay? And that's not happening. If Kachuk's here, McDavid and Draisaitl would still be here, and I think you'd stick and be like, "Let's do this."
And that's fair. And that's fair.
That'd be the biggest part, though. That it'd be just that Brady did it. That could be the thing we could. He stayed in the Canadian market.
Yeah. We understand that this is obviously all hypothetical and there's no relevance to it, but it's a fun
And butterfly
it's a fun thing to
effect could
talk,
change it.
talk
Well,
about.
Penner's Pancake said, imagine the other way. What if Buffalo took Leon instead of Reinhart?
Well,
What if they kept Reinhart and was it Sam Bennett?
yep.
if they-
No. It was
who's the other
Reinhardt. They had Okposo at one point. They had Eichel. They had
There's another one. That they
oh my
traded.
god, all the guys that
Bennett was-
They had O'Reilly.
They had there was 5 or 6 guys that they had that all went on to win Stanley Cups.
They have very good players. They continue to bring in talented players and just find ways to waste it. There's a toxic.
Yeah, that's an organization that does not want to do the hypothetical. Let's go back revisionist history because it'd be just like
They've had a lot of mistakes.
it's the Wolstad one. I know why other fans would be most upset about that one because in the moment they were going, "We're getting Wolstad. We're getting this guy.
we're getting a
And I know you
bona
say that
fide
they wouldn't
goaltender.
even take him,
There was some-
but like, oh, he's right there. He's there.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah,
the
that's-
goalie of the future is here. And then we have a trade. And
Really? You do.
We're gonna move back and we're gonna take Xavier Bargault.
Yeah.
Who was cut by the Ottawa Senators this year?
And what did the Oilers get for him again?
Roby Yarventi.
Didn't he sign
He's
promptly
in-
sign or he's
He's in Baco this year.
He's in Baco?
Yeah, he tore up his knee.
Who was the guy that basically just got traded and then immediately signed in Finland? There's another trade that
I remember
they
that
made.
one. I think it came from the Flyers or something like that.
Yeah, I can't remember which one it was, who it was.
It was just basically the Oilers got a salary dump or
Yeah.
got a contract off the books.
but they
and
were
had to
like they
bring
were
someone
excited
back.
about him as a prospect, but then he was like, "No, I'm gone."
No, I'm remembering this. He was a toss into a trade, and fans were like, "Ooh, he could be something." And it was like, "No, he's taken off." And even the Oilers were like, "Yeah, this guy's not sticking
he's-
around. He was just thrown in."
Yep, it's gone.
I know it was Finnish guy.
Craziness.
The Oilers basically did. Was it Philly?
Philly,
Did them a favor, got the guy off their roster, got him off their hands. Remember Tony Rayala?
Yep.
He was on your team, right? In Bakersfield or in
No, I had.
Oklahoma? Was that after?
He was after me. I had Linus Omar.
Oh, yes. I liked it. He was a good guy.
He was awesome.
He was actually pretty funny.
Yeah, he was good.
You'd be like, what's up, Linus? He's like, whatever. I don't know.
Just so lackadaisical, didn't care at all, but he was so skilled.
He was a very good hockey player.
He's got some of the nicest shootout highlights you can possibly see, especially when he was back overseas. He has some unbelievable highlights. I still laugh about the shootout goal that he scored here in Edmonton.
The one against
that
Tampa.
made people go absolutely bananas.
Yeah.
Not Edmonton fans, but like NHL media, the other team.
Lightning were pissed.
They were pissed. But then
Dan Ellis was
like,
angry.
Steve Stamkos was not happy.
I'm like, guys, why are you upset? He did a spinorama at center ice.
Yeah.
And then he slapped his stick on the ice and went 5-hole. He didn't show up anybody. If you can't make a save, which is a slapping like you slapped it on the ice saying, I'm getting ready to shoot this puck. And then you put it 5-hole on you. Whose fault is that, Dan?
They shouldn't have done the spinorama.
Oh
too
my.
showboaty.
That spinorama showboaty.
If you got
Like what
distracted
happens
by
if you
spinorama, that's something else.
Exactly. What happens if you would have lost the puck, Dan? You wouldn't be saying anything then, would you?
I covered that game.
I still laugh about
like,
that
oh,
one
yeah,
because I'm like,
okay.
let's talk about the things that don't matter more. A spinorama at center ice. He did that so much in the minors, and nobody said a word.
Yeah.
Guys were like, "Oh, cool, he did a spinorama."
Sweet.
Yeah, that's awesome.
You want to talk about a guy whose career died in Buffalo? Linus Olmark. His last game was in Buffalo against the Oilers.
Oh, man.
We went and talked to him, and we're like, I think this might be it for Linus. And then he did nothing that game. It's like, yeah, that was it. Back to Sweden.
I need to get the over-under for Play Alberta. Download the app, visit them, playalberta.ca, EST Sports, EST 50s, deposit 50, or get a free $50 sports bet. We've done, even though we said we weren't going to talk about it, we've done it all the way at 10 o'clock, I think it was, we're like, we're going to switch, and then we went off again.
That's okay.
3 NFL games tomorrow. Lions favored against the Packers, Chiefs favored at the Cowboys, Ravens favored against the Bengals. I'm going to set the line at 2.5 favorites win tomorrow, over-under.
2.5.
Yeah. Over is all favorites are going to win. Lions, Chiefs, Ravens.
Okay,
I
Under
look at this
is
schedule.
who's losing? Chiefs. You have the Chiefs.
The Chiefs, they're going down.
Why do you call them
Them
that?
Cowboys are going to come.
The
Jackson
Chiefs.
say, howdy,
What?
howdy, howdy,
Okay.
ma'am. Bye, Chiefs.
Okay. Who are the favorites?
Lions are the favorite. Chiefs are the favorite. Ravens are the favorite.
Okay. Over under on the favorites to win?
Yeah. How many of the favorites are going to win?
2.
So you take the under.
I'll take the under.
Who loses?
The Chiefs.
Yeah, Tony.
The Ravens are on fire right now.
But
And I know, is Joe Burrow back tomorrow?
Joe Burrow's back tomorrow.
I still think the Ravens win.
Lamar's got a toe issue. Their offense doesn't
Yeah,
look good. They've
he's
beaten a
always
lot
got
of
a toe
bad
issue.
teams.
So then 100% it's going to be under 2.5.
Ravens are going to lose. Lions are
Chiefs
going to
are going to lose too.
Lions are going to lose to the Packers.
You call them the Chiefs.
And the Chiefs are going to beat the Cowboys. It's going to be one favorite tomorrow.
I'm taking the under.
Oh, actually, I got to do that with Huss tomorrow. Or today.
Oh,
on the
lock
lock
shop.
When I got to talk some NFL.
Where did you get this Chiefs thing?
I've been calling them the Chiefs for a long
So
time.
weird.
But it's like with Ovechkin, we started calling him a long time ago Alexander Oven Chicken. Mm-hmm. So now anytime I always have to like think about what I'm saying before I say it out.
No.
Like Oven Chicken. Be like, who are you talking about?
This-
Ovechkin.
This stems from you guys absolutely owning Russia in the World Junior Final.
Yeah, most likely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
deal
you
with
guys
it.
knocked them out, didn't you?
Big Uke didn't like me saying the Lions were going to lose. You shut your mouth, Maddie. We'll see what happens tomorrow. Is there a halftime shows tomorrow?
Hopefully.
Usually the
Hope
Lions
Creed's
have
involved
something.
somehow.
I'm excited about tomorrow.
It's the 2 days of the year I'm always wish I was American. Where they get Thanksgiving, like they're off, they get football all day.
It's a
They
great
get,
day.
And then Friday, there's college football, hockey's going. Like there's so much. Like I will say, I know some people are mad that the NHL doesn't have games tomorrow. I do have time for there should maybe be like an all Canadian matchup tomorrow, or maybe 2. Like you could have Sens take on the Habs and the Flames take on the Canucks or something, and you could still have something for us up here.
I wish that we
But-
did Thanksgiving the way that Americans did Thanksgiving.
Me too. We only take the Monday. We should have Friday and Monday.
Yeah. Get that long weekend in.
Damn right. I don't want the Thursday, Friday. Like, give me the Friday, Monday.
Yeah.
No minor hockey games, like just nothing. Like you get it off. This is our weekend.
And give me the CFL.
Yeah.
That's right. The Monday, give me the Montreal. The
Or
Owls
some,
hosting
like,
somewhere, and that's it.
sure, but then you could also get some hockey games going because we know us Canadians love hockey. So why not just have a nice smattering of
Sometimes
all
the league
Canadian
hasn't
matchups?
started yet, but now the league is starting on those.
But let's get a smattering of all Canadian matchups.
I like
For tomorrow
smattering.
or the Canadian
No, like the
Thanksgiving?
Canadian
Yeah.
Thanksgiving.
But even tomorrow, I think like at the worst case, they could have had a couple of Canadian teams playing.
Yeah.
Like I do think they could have found that and not gone completely dark, considering one country that you play in isn't off on Thursday.
Yeah. What was it? Travel
Like,
concerns.
get some good matchups. Go Leafs, Canadians.
They had that on Saturday, though.
I get it, but
I know what you're saying. In theory.
Edmonton, Calgary,
Yeah.
or Edmonton, Winnipeg, Calgary, Vancouver.
Sure.
Get a little bit of spice in your life.
I like that.
3 halftime shows tomorrow, apparently.
What do we have?
I'm just reading an article from people.com.
All right.
Jack White,
That's
Post
good.
Malone, and Little John are all set to take the stage during this year's holiday
Those
matchups.
are all legit.
Those are real good.
Oh, Post Malone is in Dallas, right? I saw him do a
Is he
thing
gonna
with the
do
Dallas
rap or is he gonna
cheerleaders.
do country?
He's a country guy now, right?
Is he?
wears
He's just
Wranglers.
he's
and-
full on country.
Yeah,
now?
I think
Didn't he
so.
just do a rap song with Lil Wayne?
Sick.
Jack White is a Detroit native, so he's doing the Detroit game.
Jack White's phenomenal.
The event will be produced by Eminem,
Oh,
who has a multi-year partnership with his manager to produce the Lions halftime shows through 2027.
love it. The Lions are so back. Hey?
Post Malone's got Cowboys game, and then Little John will be doing the Ravens game.
Not
the
shocked.
Bengals.
Not shocked by that one bit.
Lil Jon, a Vegas guy. He's always at Golden Knights games, isn't he? Or am I thinking of Lil Wayne?
That's where I'm always getting Little
Wayne's
John.
at Vegas games. I
okay.
believe. Don't quote me on that. I want out.
Which Lil am I thinking of?
That's a great question.
Lil Bow Wow.
Oh, Bow Wow Wow.
He ain't no
yippee-yo,
Lil Bow Wow
yippee-yay.
anymore. He just Bow Wow.
Bow Wow Wow.
Yeah, he's an Atlanta sports fan, so he's more of like a Falcons fan.
That's Lil Jon?
Yeah,
But Lil Wayne
think
is
so.
Vegas.
yeah, I think so. I believe.
Yeah.
That's Lil Jon.
That's Lil Jon. Which and Lil
To the
Wayne
window, to the wall, to the sweat drips from my. That's little
Lower
little-
back.
That's little. When it crescends,
descends.
that's little John.
I got my Lils confused, so I apologize. I find both of their music to be entertaining.
Duke also plays tomorrow.
Ah, of course.
The Duke in Arkansas. It's the CBS Sports Thanksgiving Classic.
Arkansas? I drove through Arkansas.
You have?
Yeah. Well, didn't you go through there when you went
No.
through Oak City to get to Oak City?
Wait, what's happening?
When I went to Oak City, I would have went straight south into Wyoming,
Yeah.
and then
No, we did the
into-
Dakotas.
No, I went.
That was awful.
Wyoming, Washington, a little bit of Washington, down into.
Oh, you cut across.
Yeah, I was into
we
Colorado and to that side, Kansas. I
Gotcha.
never went the other way.
No, we went all from here to Winnipeg straight down.
Yeah,
Dakotas, Nebraska,
yeah.
all that.
It's faster drive if you go through Wyoming, well, Montana, Wyoming. That's what it was. Montana, Wyoming into Colorado, across to Kansas, and then down.
My boss at the time had worked for the Moose and had strong connections to Winnipeg, so he wanted
Yeah.
to go visit them. We went to a Bombers game at the old stadium.
Okay, yep.
Ricky Ray lit up the Bombers.
Some of the drives that we used to have to do, because as we were talking with Pels yesterday, obviously, and just talking about the different drives and stuff. So like when we were in the minors, we had to drive 13 hours a day to get your gas money.
What?
So the PHPA would say you have to drive that long for you to then be able to submit your receipt to your team to get the money back.
That's insane.
So you had to drive 13 hours. And so some of the trips that you'd have were just outrageously long. And it's the middle of the night and you're trying to keep your eyes open because you've been driving forever.
Didn't you say something about like you got pulled over because there's like game?
In Montana because of big game.
Yeah.
And I was speeding. But he's like, I'm not pulling you over because you were speeding. He's like, most of the governors here speed anyway, and they don't want you to get tickets.
Yeah.
But he's like, I have to pull you over because there's so much big game here. So my ticket was $70. And so I was like, can I just pay this? He's like, sir, that's a bribe. So I'm like, no, I'm not trying to bribe you. I'm just saying, like, it's $70. So you're going to make me go all the way down to OKC, then somehow file this thing. And I'm Canadian. So technically I don't have to pay it because my license doesn't get suspended because I'm Canadian.
Right.
So I'm like, just, can I pay you? He's like, sir, that's called a bribe. I was like, fair enough. Just trying to be a good guy, man.
Never offer cash to a cop.
Thank you for my ticket. I'll be on my way.
Appreciate it.
Big curling match coming up this afternoon. Anderson versus Holman. Winner's going to get the straight bye to the final of the Olympic trials, it looks like.
Ooh.
And if I'm reading this right, I think Brad Jacobs already to the final on the men's side. Team Alberta, baby.
Nice.
This weekend, we're going to find out who's representing Canada at the curling for the Olympics. So just throwing that out there. What?
Greg Powers of the Arizona Sun Devils just signed a 5-year contract extension through 2030. Good for him. He's helped build that program, ASU. It's nice to see.
Great arena.
Mullet Arena. It's a great spot.
It's good for hockey.
Yep.
Good for the NHL. NHL's played there.
Got to play against them once, ASU. It was a very interesting experience. We went down with Nate.
Well, I think they're doing good at football right now.
Did you guys beat them or did you guys party?
Or did you do both?
We partied very hard.
How were the results?
Well, let's just put it this way. When one of your goaltenders is calling you at 3 a.m. from the clink, it's probably not a good situation.
Boys will be boys.
When one of your best players, leading scorers, wakes up in the hospital with an EKG attached to him and he's got a fracture in his hand, should probably tell you how the trip went. So anyway, we played against their club team, lost 4-3 because I think our guys were still clearly intoxicated.
To their club team.
They scored 4 goals.
Clearly
3 goals.
intoxicated.
Yikes.
And then we played the big team and lost 4-3. So it was a very interesting trip.
Did you have fun? Did you have fun?
I had a great time.
Okay.
I didn't have to play. But there were some big expenses that came out of hospitals. Just leave it at that.
Wow.
So if there wasn't for the party, you guys would have won.
If there was no partying, we would have been great.
Oh, you lost to the club team.
Man,
Yeah, but they barely won against a drunk team.
our leading scorer, like I think he got into a tilt and got KO'd and was put in the hospital and fractured his hand.
Your goalie ends up in jail.
He was in the clink. Like, come on. Have you guys never been out before?
Yes, I've not.
Oh my
Done
God.
that.
Yeah, it was too much.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a fun trip. Safe
My
to
goodness.
say, we changed the trip the following year. We ended up just going to play UBC. Had better results.
UBC's good. They have a
UBC
good
was good.
program.
Let's go to Vancouver. There's a lot to do in Vancouver.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Fun times.
they just, you don't need to get knocked out by some frat boys because, you know, you're jumping on their party bus and hitting on their girls. 'Cause,
Yeah.
you know, that's a good idea.
They don't like that.
It's frowned upon generally.
What a town.
They are known for a party school. I think they're ranked in college football, or they were going into last week.
Oh, I thought you were talking about party schools. Yeah, they're like number one.
No,
party
I knew
Yeah,
that part.
it's,
No, college football. I think that the last I saw, I thought they were ranked. ASU.
They still play at Sun Devil Stadium.
Oh, they're 20th in the nation. Arizona's 25th in the nation.
It's not bad.
It's not. Big weekend. Got the OSU and or Ohio State and Michigan this weekend.
It does surprise me a little bit that they're not better in football, given the fact that you don't need high marks to get into that particular school.
I have friends who
If you can
went to that
spell your
school.
name right, you might be able to get in.
I have many friends that went to that
You can
school.
find some like pretty good football players.
You would think.
There's just so many good colleges. It's hard to
Didn't
do.
Herm Edwards coach there?
Herm was with ASU.
Yeah.
He was ASU. This was the EST Hangout presented by Sentinel Storage, Canada storage experts more than 2 decades helping Canadians through life transition. If you're looking for any storage needs to be solved, they are the way to go. Sentinel.ca. We got Lock Shop. We got Oil Stream. We got EST Afternoons. We got the Reed Wilkins Show with Jay Milne all till 6 o'clock. On the audio streams today, we've got Crush. We've got Heavy Hockey Podcast. That's all to come as well. 6 and 8 o'clock for those shows, respectively. Belsey, it's good having you in.
Always a pleasure.
A lot of Oiler chat here today. Thank you to everyone for tuning in to the Hangout. On behalf of Tommy, Belsey, I'm Matt. This is the Hangout on Edmonton Sports Talk, your clear choice for Edmonton Sports, presented by Play Alberta. Lock Shop in a few minutes. Don't go anywhere.
Let's go. There you go, right in front of the camera.
First-time guest, long-time listener, fan of the original draft commissioner.
Welcome to the EST Hangout presented by White Claw Hard Seltzer. The difference is clear. Matt Iwanyk, Tom Gazzola with here. Joining us today,